Well, just into our newsroom moments ago, the Arkansas Supreme Court ultimately deciding to end the push to put abortion on the November ballot. In that ruling, the court says the Secretary of State was well within his means to deny signatures collected for the measure by paid canvassers. According to the court document, the reasoning is because the group, Arkansas for Limited Government, failed to provide proper paperwork. Now, here's a better look at how the justices got to this decision. According to the Associate Justice Rhonda Woods, the abortion group admits to at least 74 of the paid canvassers failed to file certification. Because of that, the AFLG could not meet the 90,000 signature requirement. And for the first time since the ruling, we're hearing from Secretary of State John Thurston. He used a statement to push back on accusations of his office having an agenda. It reads, quote, "During the electoral process, my staff maintained the highest professional standards and did not allow partisan politics or misinformation to deter them from their duty to comply with the law," end quote. You can read his full statement and see how other groups are responding to the ruling right now on THV11.com. Now, in the race to Washington, it's the last night of the Democratic National Convention. And as Kamala Harris gears up to accept her party's nomination for president, Caroline Cummings shares how Democrats are getting riled up.
Anticipation is building at the Democratic National Convention as Vice President Kamala Harris gets ready to accept her party's nomination for president.
This is day 4. That's the day when you're so tired and yet you don't want it to end.
Her campaign says Harris will focus on 3 objectives tonight: her record, setting apart her agenda from former President Donald Trump's, and her optimistic vision for the country.
She's going to tell the story of the Kamala Harris that I know in those rooms, someone who sees people, who has a compassion and a care for the plight of the American people.
The stakes are high as Harris hopes to capitalize on the enthusiasm and energy building here in the convention hall over the last 3 nights.
Kamala Harris is ready.
Last night, her VP pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, leaned into his past as a former high school football coach as he accepted his party's nomination.
Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling.
Walz touted his progressive wins as governor during the past 6 years, enacting paid family and medical leave and free breakfast and lunch at school.
So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours.
His speech capped the night that included elder statesmen of the party as well as rising stars, plus a surprise appearance by Oprah Winfrey.
Let's all choose Kamala Harris!
Now, after all of that buildup, it's up to Harris to make the case herself. Caroline Cummings, CBS News, Chicago.
Well, we have another beautiful day ahead. We're looking for highs today in the mid to upper 80s, but right now here at the noon hour, it is in the lower 80s. It won't warm up too much more. Looking at a few 70s in the northern portion of the state, 82 in Pine Bluff and 83 in Hot Springs. By tomorrow, we're going to be back in the 90s, unfortunately, but you will wake up to a bit of a cooler temperature of 65. By Saturday, we're looking mid to upper 90s to bash back into the forecast, and those overnight lows are going to go right back into the 70s. The afternoons ahead are going to continue to warm up for the rest of next week. Stay with me. We're going to talk about just how warm it's going to feel coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. A new tool is now in the hands of communities across the state, giving them the ability to help in the fight against opioids. The True Narc device is readily available to multiple colleges and law enforcement agencies. What it does is allow them to examine dangerous drugs at no cost. This will cut down the time it takes to discover unknown substances. Now, according to the Arkansas Opioid Recovery Partnership, having this is key to solving the opioid epidemic.
Using the technology to push that investigation forward makes communities safer. It makes law enforcement, or it makes people that will be utilizing these instruments safer, and it'll give family answers quickly, and that's what it's all about.
Agencies like the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office had early access for up to 4 years at this point, and they say the device has been a game changer. In North Little Rock, police are tightening their grip on crime reduction through their new real-time crime center. With the help of new software, NLR can access city cameras to help in case of an emergency. It's something that's already been implemented in various places around the state. But now that North Little Rock has their own system, the department says they can work with businesses to take swift action when needed.
As soon as the 911 call comes in and we can start looking and we have eyes on the situation, we can give that information to our responding officers, kind of tell them what we're seeing.
For additional security, Sergeant Jones told our team they are partnering with Little Rock Police, who uses the same system. Well, turning now to major developments involving the Big Country Chateau, the state just won a lawsuit against the former owners of the Trouble Complex. It's a story we continue to follow closely, and people representing Big Chateau failed to make their court appearance yesterday. Because of that, the judge automatically ruled for a default decision. Now, Attorney General Tim Griffin can seek relief and hold the owners accountable. And in Yale County, a judge recently declared the area a disaster. That ruling comes as people are still recovering from storms last weekend. With that in mind, leaders can now seek federal aid. According to Judge Jeff Gilkey, over 20 homes are damaged, and with a small portion of people having insurance. This afternoon, we're getting a better understanding of measures taken during instances of major power outages. That was the case earlier this week when an outage caused bumper-to-bumper traffic in West Little Rock. In the same breath, parts of downtown Little Rock was without power due to an underground fire last week. Now, the two incidents are not related. However, according to Little Rock Public Works, generators are the key to keeping things moving when the city goes dark.
Like when the tornado occurred last year, we had any number of signals that were impacted. We have high traffic volumes, and getting that signal back up and operating really helps congestion in the flow of traffic. So that's what we're going to prioritize.
As for Entergy, they're actively monitoring the grid to ensure things are up and running. We also know more on the governor's plan to provide quality access to clean water across the state. The first phase of the Arkansas Water Plan just wrapped up this week. After gathering much needed information, people behind the plan say they have a better idea of what needs to be prioritized.
A lot of systems and small systems more don't have the financing, don't have the budget to keep up with all of the infrastructure, replacement, refurbishment of everything that has to be done.
During phase 2, state leaders will take those problems into consideration and hopefully start to provide solutions. Well, the North Little Rock School District is moving forward with plans to rename one of their buildings in honor of the North Little Rock 6. Many of Arkansans know the story of the Little Rock 9, the first group of people to attempt integrating Central High School. Unbeknownst to many, though, a similar story was happening right across the river. 6 black students were turned away when they tried entering North Little Rock High. Now, to honor their legacy, 7th Street Elementary is being renamed.
My friends and I, 5 of us, plus 6 myself, tried to enter the high school.
There's currently nothing that exists in the city or in the school district that pays homage to these 6 individuals.
Now, the name change will happen during the next school year and will officially go by North Little Rock 6 Academy of Agriculture and Veterinary Services. And just days from now, football season officially gets underway. Kickoff is happening in Little Rock between the Arkansas Razorbacks and UAPB Golden Lions. As we inch closer, local businesses are gearing up to reap the benefits of tailgating.
The fans are fans, so they'll be here regardless. We try to create a great atmosphere with drinks and food and good staff. And the fact that War Memorial is so close to us is also a plus.
Now, if you plan to watch the game, you can find out what restaurants are working to serve you best on THV11.com. College students are feeling the effects of unaffordable housing. After the break, we share the limits they're going to make it through school.
And 80s today, 90s tomorrow. Stay with me. We're going to talk about that weekend forecast when the heat and humidity returns.